Okay, it is Sunday, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It is snowing out here in Cottonwood. It's just a flurry, nothing real heavy. I doubt if it'll stay on the ground long. It shouldn't stay on the ground long, but it is doing it. So, what we're going to cover right now is the wafer switch. As you can see, it exploded. Yeah, we pulled it out of the vat this morning, icy fingers and all, and cleaned it up and dried it off, and we're ready to put it back together. So we got the barrels cleaned up, or the ferrules cleaned up, the barrel ferrules, everything else cleaned up, the operator shaft, and everything cleaned. Now, look at that. Have you ever seen such a pretty sight? Other than your sweetie's behind. Yes, sir. We got that scrub. Now, we did that in simple green and a stainless steel wire brush like that. Scrub it up dub and it comes out really clean. This is the best way to go if you have the huevos rancheros to do it. You can do it with the sprays and everything, but you won't get all the parts shiny. Only where these little wipers touch, and that's it. You won't get that brilliance out of it. So we're going to stick it back together right now. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'll try to keep an eye on the screen and see if I'm still on the planet. So we start out with, this is the rear wafer. You can tell the rear wafer from the front wafer if you've marked it. If you can see, let me get my little stick pigger out here. You can see right there. Oop, let's get over here in this thing. You can see right there, there's a little mark from a file, a rat file. I marked that to indicate this here is what I would call number 1 on the thing. And here you can see a little wonky dooey right there, and that there is number 1. Here is the hole for your screws. So this here was indexed all the way over to the right. Looking at the front of it, this would be all the way over to the right. Okay, now this here, after this was done, what did I do? Oh, there it is. There's a little mark there. So all of these marks have to line up, and here's your hole for your thing. So all those holes have to line up, or all these indexing marks need to line up in the same orientation as the one on the front plate. So what we're going to do is, since this is the back one, we're going to start with the screws in the wafer like that, and then we're going to slide the barrels on. Now these little barrels have little dimple marks in them, and what that did was allow them to thread these things on. Imagine threading it on all the way back to there, the fine thread. I went through it and tapped and went through it with a drill just almost the size of this inside, so that I can slip right on like that. That one right on like that. And then this next wafer, here's the index mark here on that. Here's the index mark here on this. We're going to put that in the same orientation the back wafer is on. We're going to slide this one all the way down till she seats. And then we're going to put these short barrels on it. And I did the same thing as I did with the longer ones. Rubbed it out. And then this goes on. Here's your index mark here. This is going to go on that right through there. Let's see if I can get these things to cooperate. There's that one. There's that one. And there are those ones. So now we've got that all back together except for these ones. Now, this index mark will go up on the left at the 11 o'clock on the chassis. If you can see that right there. It will go in there like that. This will be, these index marks will be pointing to the top side of the chassis, like that. Now, if you see here, this top one has got a inset, it's recessed. The bottom one is flush. So this one here is going to be the short tube of the last tube to go on. There is your short tube. So that one there will go on the top side. And these, I did not ream these out. We'll thread that on there. The other one will go on the other side. And I didn't ream this one either. So we'll slip that on, we'll thread that down there until we're sucked up. There. You're back together again. So now what you can do is you can take a screwy driver. You can hold your barrel if you want there, and snug that up a little bit. You don't need to torque it down. Snug that one up, because you will crush your phenolic if you do want to torque it down. So let's see if you can see that. So there you go. So there's that. Now you can put your little hardware on there. You thread a nut completely on. That's your backing nut. And then when you put this into the chassis, you will go on it with a lock washer and a nut. Now, I've encountered the lock washers will break on you, especially if they've super locked down the top nut, the end nut on the thing. When you go to loosen it and when you go to put it back on and tighten it down again, it's gonna. I've had some of them break on me. I always keep my kitchen stocked for that instance. So there we are on that. Now, one other thing I wanted to cover in this segment There is my brand new mold. I just got it completed last night. I let it cure all night long for the top portion of it. And unlike the previous moldings that I made for these particular paddle switches, I went with a full all six of them in one mold instead of individual molds. So we're going to test this out today. As soon as I go back in, I'm going to catch a little bit of the playoff games, and while she's I'll mix up a portion of stuff for 6 of these. We're going to do a dry run on the first ones. I got all my casting resins in. I got the tan colored epoxy resin for these kind, so that we can get them in this original color scheme of the originals. So, and then I'm going to settle down and watch some foosball. There was something else that I was going to cover on this segment. Oh yeah, well, let me get this out of the way. Bring this in. This here is cleaned up. Now, it doesn't have a finish on it yet. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the recapping and rewiring before we do anything else on this thing as far as finishes. So we cleaned up pretty good with that simple green and stuff. You remember it was black in through here. Well, maybe not black, but it looked like underneath my car whenever it sits for a while, like an oil slick. So we got that we're going to do, but we are going to take and scuff this up a little bit, clean it with our brush and stuff, and then we're going to hit it with some primer, automotive primer, and then we're going to put my typical oil rub bronze finish on it, metallic finish on it, and then in between other shit, we'll get to the coils. So now you may be wondering about the Philco. Well, like I said, we got some flurries going on outside, and the Philco cabinet is right here. It is ready for some touch-up work on a thing. We got it sanded to 400 on this go around. We've already hit it with 2 coats of sand, 2 coats of sand sealer and 3 coats of gloss poly, and those are sanded off. Now, we're real close on this, but with the weather is like it is, I can't get, and this has been sitting here now ready to go for 4 or 5 days. Can't get a break in the weather. It looks like it's going to go deeper by the end of this next week. We're probably going to have at least upper teens, maybe mid-teens, with more possibility of flurries in the forecast, moisture of some kind. So we're waiting. So I just wanted to catch you up on that. So anyway, thanks for watching. Today is Sunday. I think I might have already said that. The 7th. So we'll see you on the next one. Have a great football day. See you later.